back to my channel. My name is Grim, and today we're going to be taking a look at Helldivers 2 and some of its obvious victories and its current hard downfall. Without any further hesitation, let's get into it. First, let's talk what made Helldivers 2 such a standout title when it first launched. I think personally one of the most exciting aspects of Helldivers 2 is how Arrowhead Studios took the core mechanics of the original game and really expanded on them. Let's touch on the enhanced combat system first of all. The combat in Helldivers 2 was really taken to a whole new level. The developers introduced a diverse arsenal of weapons and gadgets, each with unique abilities and functionalities. Players can now experiment with different combinations to find their perfect loadout, and this really added a layer of depth and strategy to the gameplay. The game's AI was also significantly improved. Enemies were much more smarter, more aggressive, and they really varied more, which made each encounter feel unpredictable and thrilling. The way that AI adopted to player strategies forced gamers to stay on their toes and continuously refine their tactics. Visually, Helldivers 2 is nothing short of spectacular. Arrowhead Studios invested heavily in making the game a visual feast. The game features a variety of dynamic environments that aren't just visually stunning but also insanely interactive. Whether you're navigating treacherous alien bug landscapes or engaging in firefights with robot-run townships, the environments play a crucial role in the game experience. The destructible elements and environmental hazards kept players engaged and added to the immersion. The artistic direction is also another highlight. The game's visual style is very vibrant and distinct, combining futuristic and alien design elements to create a very unique aesthetic. This artistic flair not only made the game stand out, but also enhanced the overall atmosphere, drawing players into its universe. The attention to detail in character models and animations added a layer of realism and immersion, whether it was the intricate designs of enemy creatures or the customization options for player characters. The level of detail contributed to a more engaging experience. But as with any major release, Helldivers 2 has faced its fair share of criticisms. Let's break it down to some of the major points where the game has fallen short. The launch wasn't without its hiccups. Technical issues have been a significant point of the contention. Many players reported issues with performance, including frame rate drops and stuttering. These problems were especially noticeable on older hardware and affected the overall smoothness of the gameplay. In a game that relies on precise actions and quick reflexes, these performance issues could be quite frustrating. The game was also plagued by a variety of bugs and glitches at launch. These ranged from minor graphical glitches to more severe issues that can impact gameplay or cause crashes. While patches and updates have addressed some of these problems, they affected the initial reception and player experience. For a game with online multiplayer, server stability is crucial. Some players experience connectivity issues, which, believe me, was a very rampant problem, which disrupted their ability to play co-op missions and affected their overall enjoyment of the game. One of the most contentious issues, and what I see very commonly referenced out today with Helldivers 2, is the decision to nerf a large number of weapons. Arrowhead Studios implemented significant nerfs to many weapons post-launch. This decision really puzzled many players, especially given that Helldivers 2 is a PvE game. In a PvE context where the focus is battling AI opponents rather than competing against other players, the need for balancing weapons is way less critical. The nerfs affected the game's balance and left many players feeling that their hard-earned gear was no longer as effective or satisfying. This change led to a frustration among players who had enjoyed experimenting with different weapons and strategies. The decision to nerf weapons really seems more fitting for a PvP-focused game where balancing is essential to maintaining fairness rather than a PvE environment. The weapon nerfing sparked significant backlash from the community. Many players felt that the changes disrupted the game's core enjoyment and that the developers haven't adequately communicated or justified these alterations. Another area where Helldivers 2 received criticism was its content, and more specifically, mission variety. Despite the engaging core mechanics, some players felt that the mission design lacked variety. Many missions followed similar patterns, which led to a sense of repetition over time. The procedural generation system, while promising, didn't always deliver the fresh and diverse experiences that players were hoping for. The progression system in Helldivers 2 also drew criticism. Players found that the grind for new content and upgrades to be way more tedious than rewarding. The sense of accomplishment was often overshadowed by the repetitive nature of the grind, which impacted the overall experience and enjoyment of the game. And some players also felt that the game's endgame content was lacking. After reaching higher levels or completing the main objectives, there was a perceived shortage of meaningful activities or challenges to keep the players engaged. To sum it all up, Helldivers 2 made a significant impact with its launch. Thanks to its refined gameplay mechanics, stunning visuals, and immersive environments, However, the game really hasn't been without its issues. I mean, we've talked over the technical problems, controversial weapon nerfs, and the repetitive content have all been points of contention among players. If you've had a chance to play Helldivers 2, we'd really love to hear your thoughts. Did you enjoy the game despite its flaws, or did these issues affect your experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Helldivers 2, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more reviews and content in general. And also, I'd like to take a moment to give you all thanks for 500 subscribers. I really am extensively grateful for all the love and support. The Killer Clowns video was something I didn't expect to take off so well, and I really want to thank you all once again. And I'll see you in the next one.